right. Well, thank you for this great turnout and this great weather. It's truly an auspicious beginning to reintroduce this historic home to the community. My name is Mario Giuliani. I'm with the Parks and Community Services Department, and it is my pleasure to welcome and thank you for your presence and participation in tonight's dedication. We're here tonight to honor and recognize the effort to restore and rehabilitate the commanding officers' quarters. This has been a decades-long effort, a commitment by this city council, the past city council, the one before that, and before that, to the 1990s. And it was that council that made the restoration of this house a priority, and in so doing declared, we will not let our history fade away. Tonight, we celebrate that history. The ladies and gentlemen who flank me on this porch, and who I have the honor of acknowledging tonight, are representatives of the scores of individuals and organizations that have endeavored to make today possible. And so I think it is altogether fitting that we first acknowledge you, the Benicia community, for your effort, your support, and your contributions. Thank you. To have our own city staff, Rick Knight, Superintendent of Parks and Community Services, as the project manager for this building. History will always endure so long as there are voices to tell its story. In just a few moments, we will all walk through that door into this residence, and we will become that voice of California and Benicia history. It's now time for someone to offer a prologue to that history in the next chapter of this residence. It's my honor to bring to the podium the mayor of the city of Benicia, Elizabeth Patterson.
Thank you very much. First of all, I do want to thank all of you for coming to this auspicious day. And it's a day that has been long in coming, and for you to share it with us is really quite and then following them were efforts over the decades, and you'll hear many stories about having the need to restore the commanding officers' quarters, which everyone was calling the commandant's when it was a restaurant. And so those people, some of whom are here and some of whom cannot join us anymore, they worked really hard to provide this legacy for us, and I want to recognize them as well. And then, as Mario mentioned, it's really you, the community, that provided the inspiration and the leadership for the council and the staff to move forward on this project. This $3.6 million project would not have happened without the state grants. $400,000 from the State Office of Historic Preservation and $500,000 from the California Cultural and Historic Endowment. And just take a moment, please, and let us thank them for that. And of course, it's just not the money that they provided, but it was their knowledge and their technical expertise and their flexibility as we changed many efforts on this project. There is much to be said about the work that has been done, the seismic retrofit, the reinforcement of the brick walls, the new roof, the ramp and elevator for those who need it, the rehabilitation of the historic windows, particularly take note of the bay windows, and the inlaid floors. They're simply exquisite. And then also the restoration of the walls and the crown molding. But for me, only 2 words are needed for us to have an image of this most perfect project, and that's Rick Knight. As project manager, he oversaw the implementation of Carrie's architectural work, and he also oversaw and directed the work by Pacific Coast Reconstruction Builders as the general contractors. I want to acknowledge to Mike Alvarez for his "Make This Work, Guys" motto. And Mario for engaging the public in the reuse study, and Lord only knows what else he's done. And for Jim Erickson for his level-headed and steady hand letting staff do their job. And of course I want to acknowledge Mayor Jerry Hayes for initiating this restoration effort, and for the councils that preceded us, and also Mayor Messina and our current council. Everyone has had a role in this, and it's to their credit that they persevered to make sure this would happen. And so because of these people and the inexhaustible generosity of countless hours by citizens like you and our staff who've worked and saved and donated, Benicia is graced with this extraordinary rehabilitation and restoration of the commanding officers' quarters. It's in its original setting, which is an amazing feat in this day and age. And our vista of the Carquinez Strait takes us back to that historic time where we have the sense of it being an area and region of national interest. And so let us, as we tour the house, let us enjoy those vistas and have your imagination fly with what it must have been like in the 1850s and through the decades. This indeed is a region of national interest, and I know that Kathy Hoffman has heard this before, and we continue to impress upon George Miller the importance of this area, and I'm sure she'll carry this message back to her boss. It's a demonstration of the imagination of the people of Benicia and of the state and the support of all those who have come before us. And it's my joy to share in that spirit with future generations. Let us bask today in this historic inspiration.
Well, I get to close it. Rumor is that I lived here in 1860. I did not. It was not until 1890 that we moved in. Anyway, this will be a self-guided tour. We're going to cut the ribbon. But what I'd like to do is also thank the staff for the work that they've done. And Rick has got enough pat on the back today, but we do appreciate that. There's an expression we use in the office that I can't say, but he is ours. If we can turn around, Steve, if you could take the cover off the dedication plaque, we'd like you all to see that when you have an opportunity. I hope Rick's name's on there. So we are dedicating this plaque on May 9th, 2009. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to the council for cutting the ribbon. And please join us for a self-guided tour, and then we have some refreshments also. Also, this evening will be the first public meeting since we've restored the facility, as the Parks and Rec Commission will have a Parks and Rec Commission meeting.
Nice job, Mayor.